I remember when it started, my dad was laying on this sofa, and we were listening to a Redskin game. And they interrupted the program and said that the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor and had bombed our ships and were bombing Hickam Field, and that there was substantial loss of life. My dad came up off this sofa and had a very loud and number of unkind words to say about the Japanese.
I was 1 year old, going on 2, when the war broke out. And I remember, before the war, Old Dominion Drive was a trolley line. They decided to take the line out, although it would be wonderful still to have it. And all the railroad ties, the metal ties, were sent to Japan. And this was before the war, of course. And I do remember hearing the statement, "It's coming back." And people meant that it was coming back in the way of munitions against us.
Specifically, I was born in Zurich, Switzerland, but raised in a little town 25 kilometers north from Zurich, which is called Winterthur. My parents continued helping Jewish children to get out. And that I remember that they spoke about it. You know, they think the kids are asleep, you know that. Kids are asleep, they're not always asleep. There was a smuggled route which went through Switzerland and then further, I think, to Spain.
I came to the United States directly from Taiwan, but indirectly from China, where I was born. I was 2 when the war started. This was according to when Japan invaded China in 1937. We lived with our grandparents, and our grandparents are not the loving kind of grandparents that you normally associate with. My grandmother was certifiably crazy, insane. She should have been in an institution in these days. So she was in the living on the 2nd floor in her own room, locked, closed. And she wears very weird clothing, of white clothing that's of her own design. And she took a very hostile attitude toward my mother. And my mom would go out, and she would be chopping wood in the kitchen, okay? So with this axe, chopping wood. And when Mom would go through, she would throw the axe at her. So my mom would run very fast down the steps, making very loud noise, and then step right at the threshold of the kitchen until the axe sailed through, then she walked through. My grandfather was not crazy, but he was kind of aloof. In all the years we lived with them, we never had a meal with them, with either one of them. Never had a meal. One time, I remember my brother and I sat there and watched my grandfather eating a bowl of noodle soup. We were very salivating. We were salivating because we have never seen such a nice big bowl of noodle soup. I mean, we were eating very simple food like rice and so on. He didn't offer a single bite to us.